from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You are listening to the Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for joining us. It's gorgeous outside. It is so beautiful. And so you're probably not inside watching this, but you should be. If you're out driving and you're listening to us on the radio, 106.1 or 104.5, it is just beautiful outside. So we have, in Texas, if you're listening to us and you don't live in Texas, you'll be sympathetic with this, is that we never know what to expect when you wake up in the morning, how the weather's going to be. Is it going to be freezing cold? I mean, it wasn't really freezing. It was like 43, but that's cold. And the day before, it was real windy and cold, and that makes it even feel colder. But today, the sun is out. It's warm. It's not warm, but it's just sunny, perfect weather to be outside. But Texas, it changes. That's what they say. Just wait a minute. In 15 minutes, it'll change again. And I always wondered about clothes. People in different parts of the country where you have seasons and you have a closet. Here's our winter clothes, and here's our summer clothes, and that's spring clothes. That's not how it is in Texas. You have to keep them all out, all together. I only wear about 3 different outfits anyway, but it's okay. I think that if you lived here long enough, now you understand it. But a lot of people will come in. What I love is when a company has people come in to interview them about wanting to be, they want them for the job, but they want to see how they like Houston or Montgomery County or whatever. And they'll bring them in always. I found this out from a bunch of company and people that hire and stuff. They do it during the springtime, like in April. April's such a beautiful time in this area because it's just getting a little bit warm, and it's just nice. Everything is nice. So they bring them in April, and this very 70s, 60. The temperatures are exactly what people want, and so they think they're in San Diego. And they go, this is great. We need to live here. This is wonderful. I don't know what they complain about. Like they say the summers are bad, but it can't be that bad. It's April. And they get in there, and then they take the job, and they're so excited. They get ready to move, and they don't move in until July. And then to listen to them say, what happened to the weather that we came in? Well, we just have a couple of months of, some really hot weather. And they shouldn't do that, because in Houston, if you live in Houston, you're going to be swimming in that swimming pool for a long time. You probably get the best amount of good in a product like the swimming pool because you can use it almost year-round. So anyway, I didn't mean to get off on the weather, Richard, but it's going to be Richard and I today. That's right, Richard and I, Richard and me. Anyway, we're going to be talking to each other. This is going to be like a real talk show. I don't have any guests, and usually I'm paying all my attention to the guest, and Richard is back there just working his little heart out. And I got to tell you something, Richard. I was watching yesterday. Why you look like that? He looked just like a husband, somebody saying, I've got to tell you something, and you better listen to everything I say. No, I was going to tell you that I watched Eric and Hugo. And they were on here. They were great musicians. They have a new CD out, and it's amazing. They came on our show and they played live, unplugged. And I'll get to tell you what happens though. They always look at Richard, and they have to kind of look around the computer he's sitting in behind. But they always look around at you, and they want to see what your reaction is, because they want to know, like, am I doing this right, or did he like that, or whatever. So, and that's not Richard. You have to know that he may be jumping up and down inside and just hysterically, just so happy and all that, but he doesn't let you know it. Look at that look. All right, if you got the camera on you, you better put the camera right on your face. Where's your camera? What camera are you using? That one that's way over there? Richard, you look like that big. Are you on the screen like the little?
Yeah.
That's
okay
horrible.
with me.
No, get you.
I look good, no matter what size.
He does. He really does. He's so cute, and with his long hair and everything. Now, does your mom complain about your long hair?
Oh, everybody does. I'm
They
trying
do?
to get a haircut. Actually, I reach out to Ashlyn though.
Ashlyn, is it still over there?
No, she has her own studio.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, what's it called?
I want to say it's called Blooming Mod.
Blooming.
Z, plural. Blooming Mods. But she's full.
Spell
She's-
it?
I don't really. You don't expect me to spell it? I don't know.
Okay, but she's always full up.
Yeah, because my mom couldn't even see her anymore.
See, if she could come over and she could cut your hair on the show, that'd be cool. Think she'd do that? And do it for free and get publicity for her?
No, like again, I said she's full. She's booked.
Well, that's a shame because how short are you going to cut it though?
I don't know.
Like you used to wear it?
When I go to her, I go do whatever you want.
You do what?
I just tell her to do whatever you
Do
want.
whatever you want to?
Yeah.
I would never say that to a hairdresser. Oh my.
Well, I've been going to her for almost 10 years,
Okay.
so I trust her.
You could walk out there looking like Justin Bieber again. That's how you used to look. You used to wear your hair, over
I just combed it over. I call it the Kennedy.
and called it the Kennedy.
Yeah.
You look more like Justin Bieber. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but anyway, I know when we first started working together, and you had this cute little like a number 2 haircut always, and it was
Oh, you're talking about the buzzer?
yeah,
Yeah.
and you wear the English cap, and it was really cute. That looked good, and so I know it was like when Connor would come over, and we were trying to get Connor, a date and stuff, and and he would get so mad that we would do that to him, and he's just like, Cindy, you don't have to try and get me a date. I can get my own date.
Yeah, he did.
And he did. He got married and
Kids.
has 3 children.
Yeah.
Like immediately had a family, and now he's got this little girl that he carries around. He's so pathetic.
Yeah,
He's good.
children are awful. It's all right.
No, they're not. I mean, maybe when they get
Yeah.
older, but no, they're not. It's just you
They
can't
pull on my
wait.
hair. I don't like it.
Huh?
They pull on my hair.
The kids pulling your hair? Well, you shouldn't wear long hair. You've never done like the man bun thing, have
No,
you?
I don't do anything. I wash this hair and that's it.
You wash it
I'll
and
wash my scalp, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't do any products or anything like that. Maybe I need to, but
Hugo used to have hair like yours, but he got so bothered by the girls so much, so he's like, I think I'm going to cut it off. It makes me look older now.
But yeah, Holly's graduating, so she asked me to cut it. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Oh, how cute. That's going to be good. When did she graduate?
The week of the 14th. Or the 17th.
The week of the
17th, I think.
the 17th
Yeah, that's...
of this month?
In 2 weeks, yeah.
She's graduating this month?
Yeah.
Good grief. Oh my God, that just flew by.
Mhm.
It may not feel that way to you, but I can't believe that. That's amazing. And I haven't seen her in so long. Should I have her come on the show and talk about graduating?
She'd love it.
Oh,
No,
listen-
she would not. She would.
Oh, she wouldn't do it? Why? You told her how.
She won't even. She. This is what I love. She won't even text or call my parents. She'll
won't-
call me and be like, "Hey, can you ask your mother if she's making this, this, and this for Thanksgiving?"
Because she's so shy.
And I'm like, "You can't call her."
She's shy.
And then the roles reversed. I asked her, I was like, hey, can you text your mother when we meet for Christmas to make sure bring this thing I left at her house when we're visiting? And she's like, you can do that.
Well,
So I
she's,
was like, oh, that's fair.
She's pretty busy, so she knows you'll
Yeah.
understand. You're so understanding.
She'll
Richard.
like when we're in a text group with my family or with my friends, she'll text me to say, "Hey, you need to say this." She won't even text,
She'll text.
In a group chat with like our friends.
Yeah.
She'll like I know immediately when I'm in a chat group with people and she's involved, she'll be texting me more than the chat group will be texting me.
And she's
She's
texting you about what
me.
the group
Yeah.
is saying.
I'm like, why don't you just say what?
Ay, ay, ay. Are you in a lot of group chat things?
No.
Those drive me. Sam is in the hunting club. The guys that all go hunting
That's
together.
fun though. I mean,
No, his pocket is going off all the time.
oh my gosh.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. That's an alert. Cindy, shut up. What? Okay.
You know you can deactivate those.
Should you do that though? That feels like that's bad. This is a 7-year-old white female, but I never can remember what kind of car it was or whatever thing
Yeah.
like that. But imagine.
I
if
mean,
you're-
it takes a special person to remember all that information
Yeah,
and then
that's-
apply it to where, their surroundings. Like, oh, I'm looking for a gray Chevrolet truck with, these digits and then the color hair, the shirt they were wearing. Like, how do you remember any of that? So it takes a special person who do respond because those are good things for society. I agree. But it's kind of like, I told myself I don't want anything going off on my phone. So
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it. If I took your phone, I don't know how to do the same settings I did. Like my phone never beeps.
and because someone will say, if
Like-
you don't want to ever hear from this again, let us know.
Well, I mean everything, like any text message, any
Any notifications.
any phone, yeah, I get 0 because I don't like that.
You don't like.
Well, because we're on the radio most of the time, so I know my phone needs to be completely off without.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn it off.
I'm glad you said that. I don't think I turned it.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yes, I did. I turned it off. But let me tell you, I was at Dollar General.
Yeah.
You're talking about Amber Alerts, and I pulled to the back of where the parking lot is. It was kind of full, and this guy comes walking out of the store, and he's walking towards me, and I thought, oh, he has to be in that truck, and he walks over, and I'm going, what is he doing? He keeps getting closer and closer, and he says, you know what? I have change, and they don't want change. I don't understand this. They always say, give us your change. Let's have your change. And they don't want my change now. Now they've got change. And I'm going, oh, I'm so sorry. And he opens his door, and I kind of look over, and there's this child laying across the seat in the middle part, and it looks so strange. I mean, it just sent a chill up your back. Like,
I mean, kids are weird.
I understand, and there may be something wrong with her, and but this looked like, I mean, you're so movie conditioned, and what they say on the TV and stuff, like what's happened, what these guys pick up somebody, or they kidnap the child, and that kind of thing, and he's so distraught over this change, but he's standing there, and so I went, well, he wouldn't keep standing there if he knows I'm looking at her. I see her, and it's horrible. They've got they tell kids, if you're being kidnapped and he told you he'd kill you if you, yell or tell anybody, that you can do a hand signal, and you keep doing this hand signal, and the person will call, or
They have a lot of things like that today.
they'll grab them.
Like especially like at hospitals, I know they have a system there. Like if you're being, abused or held under distress, there's a thing like if you go to the bathroom, it'll say, take this and put the sticker on something.
Oh man! Oh, that's cool. Well,
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast, and this person made a good point about in the 60s and the 40s through the 60s, safety, like general safety, wasn't really something people had in mind all the time.
Right.
When I say general safety, I mean like leaving your door unlocked, those like letting your kids go out, do whatever.
Right.
And he felt the reason things have changed is because of the media. And I didn't even really think about that. And he started going through the history of television where think about what the most popular TV shows throughout the years. And now they're like lawyer show, like Law and Orders, the CSIs. And they have like the worst case scenarios and they blow them up 1,000%.
right. Right.
And so he was making that point where, media is affecting you one way or another. And it got me, I was like, that's probably somewhat true. But because the house I grew up, my parents always locked the doors. So that's why I was taught to always lock the doors. Like,
we never lock the doors.
yeah, we lock everything. Never. We like, now I even have the habit of like waking up, making sure before I brush my teeth, and like everything's locked. Double check everything.
This is bad.
But thanks to CSI, we never let adults talk to kids that aren't their own. And we have Cindy here judging this man who's yammering about change, and
he has a handicapped child in the car.
He's got this heroin baby dying that she didn't want to save, apparently.
No, it made me feel bad.
You didn't even ask. Like, is that kid all right?
I was afraid. I didn't know how he would react to that. And
that's why you carry.
I know. That's why I carry.
That's why you should carry.
I know.
You should be afraid the way people treat you.
I should. I'm always afraid I'll do something with it, like
drop it and shoot somebody with it,
or forget I had it.
You don't have to carry a gun. Carry pepper spray.
I'll forget it's in there, and you don't
watch enough CSI. Then you gotta be
no,
not enough war movies.
no. I like all action movies, but I found out how I would respond if I was carrying a gun.
You would just yell
and running. I was running around our neighborhood.
I don't imagine you running.
You don't imagine me running?
You mean like for recreational running?
No, recreation. No, not recreational. Just fitness running.
Yeah, recreational.
Oh, okay. All right. That's what I was running.
Yeah, I understand. I thought you meant like running away from people. I'm like, no. I just don't see you running. I don't know what it is. Like, I see you hiding. I don't see you running. You're a hider.
Very good point. Very good point. But I was running around the neighborhood, and we'd had.
That's what I love is I forgot who it was. One of my nieces or nephews was telling me, it's if you can't run, hide. If you can't hide, fight. That was like what they were taught, or not fight, but I forgot what the term was. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure if anyone's in a scenario of under threat, they're not going to remember any of that stuff because none of us are trained. Now, if it was like a military person or a police person, it's
right,
like they're trained to handle that kind of pressure.
Right.
But like no one's going to fall like, oh, I got to remember this. Let me see.
Which one am I supposed to do first?
Yeah, it's no one's questioning themselves. You're making decisions like every split second.
Right.
But
anyway, so I was running in this neighborhood, our neighborhood, that there'd been some stories about some people who had been robbed or whatever. And so they were saying, you need to be really careful about running at night. But I wanted to run at night. That's when I got home.
Why would you run at night?
Because
regardless of robberies, it's like you take some schmuck on the road not paying attention.
Mostly the dogs are all called in, and then it's not as bad. But so Sam said, okay, you can take this pistol, but you need to be really careful with it now.
So you're going to run with it in your hand?
No. I put it in the hoodie. I put it there. And so I know it's there.
I can just see you with this stuff.
And he was like walking up and down, pacing up and down until I got home. But I felt so emboldened, like I have, if anybody just stares at me.
And then you
wrong,
realize, there's things called treadmills.
No, it was exciting. It was like an adventure. Like, okay, if somebody just
I don't understand how you run at night unless it's like in a park or something.
Well, no, I mean, because it was in a neighborhood where we had lights and stuff.
Yeah,
and so
but still, people. I'm telling you, drivers, you never know what they're doing.
You mean if they would hit you or something?
Yeah.
Well, I run against the traffic, so I know where they're coming. I never could get that right. Do you run with the traffic or against the traffic? I never could remember which one I'm supposed to do.
I always thought it was against.
It is against. So they're coming at you. Yeah. You can move over, and you don't want to come up behind you and knock you over. Yeah. So I finally got that in my head. But it was an adventure, and every car that would come by, you just look at them like, you don't want a piece of this, man, because I could. Oh, I couldn't. I was so afraid that I was going to shoot somebody if somebody did anything. So I quit. I didn't carry the gun anymore. And Sam said, it's probably best you don't even get into that. My sister, she's like this tall, and she she went and got the gun license to carry and all that stuff. And she has to walk into a parking garage. And so as soon as she comes up there, she takes the gun out, and she has it all ready. And she's not afraid. That just blows me away. But I'm afraid what I would do if somebody did that. But so
Kick
Sam
him in
said,
the nuts.
okay. Sam had this instrument. I don't know what this
if
was.
I had a daughter, the first thing she would do is learn jujitsu.
What if she couldn't get her foot up that high? If she was.
Why does she need to get up that high?
Well, you said to kick him in the.
You don't need. You just use your knee.
In the testicle.
Any pressure on that area, most guys are gonna be like, oh, for like a second. It's all about shocking
It's distracting
them. Yeah.
them. Yes, it was true. I've never done that before. I've never.
Teach them jujitsu and then be
Oh,
next level.
that just because they talk about how painful that is if somebody does something like that to them.
Yeah.
But it would bring them to their knees, and so you want to do
Well, it's creating a distraction, like you said.
right. Now, see, I'm like the substitute teacher, and you get them off track, and then they can't remember what they were teaching you, and now they have to go back and figure out. Anyway, so Sam said, "Here, take this," and what it was like, it looked like what was it?
Like a pole?
Yeah,
Like a baton?
baton,
That
that's what-
extends out?
and then you do like that, and it comes.
Yeah,
out.
those are Class C misdemeanor if you carry those on you.
No, they're not.
they are.
How could they be?
It has to be already extracted. It has. If you want to carry something like that, it can't be collapsible.
You are kidding. It was great for the dogs though, because the dogs would come after you. Come out.
I don't know where you're running.
Well, it was just a neighborhood, and they all had dogs, so that's why I thought late at night the dogs are usually in, and they're not gonna, come after you.
Maybe.
But it was a lot of
Didn't have a park.
excitement.
Didn't have a park you could run at.
Didn't have a partner.
No park.
Oh, no. We had I don't want to go all the way to the park. You just go out the door and go run all through the neighborhood and then come back. But I look back on that and I think that's pretty stupid because that was dangerous. And we do it.
I don't know why we have neighbors. Like you shouldn't try. Why do we call them neighbors?
Because you don't know. You don't
Yeah,
talk
call
to
them
anybody.
perps.
You call them what?
Perps.
Perps?
I got this perp that lives next door. Perpetrator. He's living next door.
Do you know? This is terrible. Do you know that the most? Probably shouldn't say that. Yeah, I won't say it. Yeah, I won't say it because the neighborhood across the road, where it's
Okay.
okay. That
What about
all
it?
that neighborhood?
They don't have any lights.
No, they have the
It's
most.
one of those neighborhoods.
They have the most bad guys.
You mean pedophiles?
Yes, they have the most over there. If you, they have a map. Did you know there's a map and it shows
Yeah,
where
you can
they
look it up
live?
online.
Well, that's what
You
I
want
mean.
to look it up right now?
Yeah,
Let's
look
see.
at.
Let's see how many are nearest.
I can't tell you.
I
the
wonder how
name.
many are chipped.
I can't tell you the name of it because I'd probably get sued.
Family watchdog. This is great.
It's
Let's see. Let's send it. We're searching right now.
you're searching for the pedophile, the most pedophile. Where
Yeah,
most
where we are right now.
pedophiles are.
I'm looking.
Oh, right now
Yeah, by us. Right now, we're gonna see where they are.
in this building.
Quite a bit.
No, they can't. Around here.
Quite a bit.
Oh.
I mean, I would say at least 50 in the loop.
Oh. See, that's
If they give you their names and everything. This is so crazy.
their names and their pictures.
It gives you a picture.
How pitiful. So what if you decide
Oh,
you're
it
going
gives
to
you their address and everything. That's crazy.
their address?
Yeah. Man, the internet's awesome. That's so crazy.
Oh my
I don't want
word.
to show it. I was going to pull it
You
up for
drive
you to
by?
see, but then I was like, I don't want people to see this.
No. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of good to know that you can do that wherever you are, or before you move into a neighborhood.
And then you're wrongfully accused.
well, yeah, but before you moved into a neighborhood, if you had that app and you looked it up, and it was just so many of them, you just didn't want to.
Yeah.
You go somewhere else then. But if you didn't know about that and then you moved in and then you looked it up, yikes! You'd have to build a fence around your property. But that's what's great about having a dog like Maddie. Maddie barks at everybody like that's who they are. They can't even walk down the street without her barking their head off. Now, all they have to do is go, come here. And she just starts wagging her tail and go up to him. Y'all don't have a dog. Do you have a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a watchdog or do you have a...
I mean, she barks at everything, so I guess she's watching.
Is it a pet?
It's a
it's
pet.
just your pet, right? What is it?
It's a Borador.
A what?
A Borador.
A Borador?
It's a mix between a lab and a Labrador. It's a lab and a Border Collie.
And a Border Collie. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's a big dog. Yeah.
She's the runt, so she's not. I think she's like 50
Oh.
pounds or something like that.
Only 50 pounds?
40 pounds, maybe.
You know, I thought if anything
she's
ever
sweet.
happens...
She's a smart dog, and she does everything you don't tell her to do. So it's nice. She eats cat poop.
She eats...
She eats cat poop. It's weird. She has a sister. My parents got the two dogs, and then we took the wild one off of their hands. And my dog was, I guess you could call abused by the older dog that my parents had. That was real mean. So it always bullied them, bit them, and all that kind of stuff. And then when that dog was put to pasture, we took the black one, and she doesn't like dogs. She's already too old. I think she's like 1.5, 2 years by the time we got her. And so we just treat her like a princess. And
Oh, well, I'm just glad
she's
you
a smart
clarified.
dog. She's really smart.
I thought you said...
It's creepy.
But you said your dog ate cat poop.
She does. It's like a treat.
Not I thought you said poop.
I think
not-
it's the kitty litter that she's attracted to. Like she can
Food.
smell it. No, cat poop. Like she smells the kitty
No.
litter.
Ri-
Yeah, and they're like little cookies for her. Kitty cookies.
Richard, wouldn't that kill
She
a
learned how
dog?
to open doors. I was like, this isn't good. Like when we're visiting my family, I'm like, this isn't good. Her and her sister are partners in crime. Like the bigger sister, or her sister can open bigger doors, and she can. My dog knows how to use her nose to open sliding doors.
See, Maddie knows how to, if a
Yeah.
door is just like that, to keep hitting it, and it keeps opening wider and wider, and then she goes in. And I thought, that's so great that they learn how to do that.
No, she knows how to get on counters, pushing chairs, jumping on that. And I mean, it's pretty funny. I was like, who taught you this?
When y'all wake up and all the chairs are arranged,
Yeah,
you
we
think it's a
we
dog.
got one of those dog bins that you put food in. She knows how to unbuckle it and open it. She knows.
How cute.
So I had to put it in a thing where the lid wouldn't open, like like a
Yeah.
cabinet or something like that.
Well, they can't open a door only if they can push it. Like
No, if it has
push
a
open.
handle, if it's not a round handle, if it's like a
Like
a latch handle,
yeah.
then I open that.
They can open that.
They can open that 100%.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
That's
they can
weird.
open up. They can pretty much we had a bread bin, and we put our sweets and stuff. You know, the little things. You do that. They can jump on the counter, get that open. Yeah,
that's kind of scary. I mean,
they're smart.
They're that smart.
and then they watch the doors. If they hear something at the door, they're sitting there watching. So you know if someone's walking by the house,
right.
You just know.
Well, that's what scares me is at night. Maddie will, nothing is on. There's no TVs on, or mostly it's TVs on, but there's no sound. And all of a sudden she raises up and starts looking, her ears, go up, and you go like, what could that,
It's a
what could
ghost.
that be?
Yeah.
If somebody's right outside the door or something. Oh,
Well, the worst thing we did with our dog was we babied it so much that now it cannot be not around us. So it's like if we go to the restroom, she'll sit there and try to open the door to come to the restroom, and she has to be around you. Like when I leave in the morning, she barks for at least 10 minutes,
separation.
and then she's like, "Oh,
Anxiety.
he's not coming back." So she goes back in the closet and sleeps.
But
She sleeps in a closet. It's really one of the weirdest things.
She goes in the closet. and
goes into the closet and sleeps under jackets.
Is it your jacket?
It doesn't matter whose. See, like, it used to be Holly's dresses, so she really liked that.
She loved my
That's
closet.
her safe
Yeah.
space. So.
Yeah, that's.
And then she knows what time I get home, so she'll be right at the door when I get home.
She doesn't know what time you get home.
She knows that. Why Holly sends me pictures of it.
That she's gone
She's
to the
waiting.
door.
She's waiting.
Oh my goodness! How pitiful! How old is she?
She's now 4.
Oh, she's got plenty of years.
Yeah.
You see, Maddie is having
And
trouble getting up.
Well, what's weird, and Holly had this discussion. I was like, I'll be the one to put her down, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And we'll bury her. And she's like, no, you're just going to take her somewhere and get it all taken. I'm like, why would I do it? It's my dog. And she's like, that's so hard to do. I'm like, I've killed a dog before. It's not,
You have?
Yeah.
It was your dog?
No, it was, my brother was a ranch hand San Angelo, and I visited him for a week, and we did stuff with him. And then some dogs got rabies.
Oh, well, okay. It was a rabid dog.
Rabid dogs.
And
There's
you?
probably about 5 of them.
You had to shoot all of them? Mm-hmm. You did it?
I didn't shoot all of them. I shot one.
Oh, did you feel bad?
Yeah, it sucks killing animals.
Oh, yes.
Why would I want to do that?
Poor old thing. Oh, that's sad.
But I really love my dog, so I'm like, I want to be the one to take care of this one, even afterwards.
That's, I went to take one. It was my daughter's
Like,
dog.
I'll take her to the vet and get her put down.
See,
I wasn't going to shoot her in the,
Well,
Holly thought, I was like, oh, you're going to shoot her dog. I'm like, no, why would I shoot? That'd be like, it was one of the cruel ways to do it.
No, so the dog, I took my daughter's dog because I was the one who always fed it and everything anyway, but I took it to the vet and they started telling me it has heartworms. We have to do surgery and I don't even know for sure if that'll work or not. And I went, you don't even know for sure? And he said, yeah, the only thing we can do is to make it comfortable is to put her down. And I went, what does that entail? And they said, we'll give her a shot and
murder her.
And she will, go to sleep.
And never wake up.
And I said,
you like how they do that in Canada now? With
what?
People?
What? They do?
Yeah, you read about, so for the past, I think I want to say
That's
like the last year, they've been doing a bunch of legislation about, euthanizing, voluntary euthanizing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find the boundary of how far can we go with this? So I think it was something right now they settled on if you want to kill yourself, you can kill yourself if you want to. And now they're looking at doing mentally ill people. And then they're looking at the terminally ill. But it's really weird. If your kid's terminally ill, you can choose. That's what they're arguing about, I think, right now.
Right. But that's been going on forever. Remember
but
the
now,
doctor?
if I go up there and I'm a citizen or whatever, I'm hanging out. I'm like, man, I just don't want to be here anymore. I think pretty sure they'll let you do it. You go and pay, and they'll let you do it.
What was the doctor's name? You're too young. This doctor.
But yeah,
What's his
but they're
name?
doing something even crazy. I remember reading. I was like, man, that's getting to the point where because it's similar to. I don't think a lot of people know this. In the UK, with their healthcare, they have certain protocols with people, and I've learned this all through my wife because she has a lot of friends who were nurses and stuff in the UK, and she was telling me, if you needed dialysis, for example, every day, you wouldn't be able to get that in the UK
Because they're trying to.
because it's too much of a hindrance on the system.
On the system?
Yeah. So they basically, I was like, so what would they do with it? They just let them die. And I was like, man, that's crazy.
Oh, man.
Because how many people do you know who needed dialysis or who need it? You don't know anybody?
No.
Well, I know my brother does. So I was like, man, they just let them die.
They just
Yeah.
But the age factor that comes in is really weird.
No,
Because
it's all ages. But if it's a transplant issue, then you might be able to. They might give you dialysis for X amount of years. But then once you hit that year, that's we're not gonna keep. Because my wife put it the best way is the way this lady told her. It's here in America, we try to keep you alive no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter what age you are, no matter what. Even if you're 100 years old, they'll try to keep you alive. But in England, they do the best they could do, and then it's if this is what's going to take to keep you alive, no, they have a set point.
But see, my mom was in rehab.
Do you think that's a good thing?
Huh?
You think it's a good thing?
No, because my mom.
I don't know. I can see it.
Listen, my mom was in rehab. She was 86 years old, and she had fallen down, broken a hip, and so they come out and say to me, there's really nothing that we're going to be able to do because she's too old, and we don't know if this is even going to work or not. And I went, it's not remind me of the dog. And I said, well, what are you going to do? And they said, well, we'll just keep her, and it'll just be, her time to go. I don't think she even has more than 3 or 4 days left. And I went, what? And they said, yeah. And I said, no, what are you talking about? She's going to be fine. I took her home because they were saying, you can't take her out of here. Because
That's weird.
I said, you mean I have to let her lay here?
They probably get
with
paid
y'all?
more.
And and she's going to die? And they said, well, we can't let you take her home. You came in here and you can't sign her out. And I said, I'm going to sign her out. Tell me who I need to talk to. And so I went and talked to all the different people, and they said, okay, well, you can take her home, but you're not going to have all the medications and stuff that she has here now. And I said, I think that's what the problem is. Y'all medicated her too much. So I took her home. Stop medicating
You should
her.
tell her what business is of yours.
What?
What business is it of theirs? Like,
Exactly.
you already told me you're stopping,
Yeah,
so what does it matter?
but you've given up on her. So I took her home, and
We're going to go sell her. We're going to sell her body. Who cares?
so when she was 90, she was at my house, and she's driving herself.
So she drove you out? She drove herself out?
She's driving now, and she's, fine. And
You're talking about today?
I went to the doctor and told the doctor, I said, you gave up on my mom? She just drove herself over to, to the mall.
Get
or
her pack
something.
of cigarettes. Yeah.
And so she's doing fine. I just wanted to let you know that before you tell somebody else to give up on him. I was so angry at this doctor. And so she lived to be 95. 5 more years she had going. And this was at 86. So she had almost 10 years
It's probably because
left.
they're feeding her through the wrong tube. That's probably what happened. That's bizarre. No. Well, let me clarify what the England thing is. If you have money, you could pay for it. I'm talking about because a lot of people
If you don't have
in this
money.
world don't have money. The money they want to keep people alive.
So, but like having insurance, but they were telling me it's just too old to do this.
Yeah,
and
it's
I never heard that before. Like,
Yeah.
wait, you keep doing that
Well,
until
insurance has some limitations on it too. They'll only you know that they'll only go so far with the money, and it's like we're not going to pay for him to get shipped to Greenland to have this surgery. They're not like no.
No, or bring in another surgeon or
Yeah.
a second opinion. No, you can't have any of that. But
You don't have so much luck when it comes to getting medical stuff done for you.
that is true. And having gone through as much right now, I just can't stand the thought of going to a doctor. I love my doctor, but I just can't going and sitting in there.
Well, it's also probably really hard to be a doctor because majority of the time you're giving bad news.
Right.
So it's like, hey,
true.
I got to tell these people you got 2 years to live, or I don't know what's wrong. Sorry to waste your time.
Yeah. There's nothing else we can do.
Yeah. No, it's like some doctors don't know. They're like, you need to go see a specialist. And it's like, okay.
Let me Google that. That's what I went into.
I bet they love that. They love people like you coming in the Google Docs. It's like, let me show you what I found.
Right. Are you sure about that? Because I Googled that the other day and it said that.
Well, that's why
could do
I
this.
remember that story I told you when I go to the dermatologist. I'm like, you know better than me. Just tell me what I need to do. Let's get this over with. Like, get me in and out of here. Like, treat me like cattle. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't want to be here.
Is that
You got to
what-
snip some stuff. I'm
Is
like,
that what you say?
yeah. Well, because like
Sure.
I went and it's so funny to me. It's because I know what I'm there to do. They're inspecting my skin, so I start getting naked, and the nurse is like, "You don't have to do that." I'm like, "Well, don't y'all need to check me?" And she's like, "Well, you could put this on." I'm like, "You don't have to be here, do you? Like, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to be here." And she's like, "Well, they need a nurse always has to be present when." I'm like, "Okay, well."
When you're naked, the nurse has to be present, right? I mean, that's.
I don't know what
that's
she was like. Here, but you can leave your underwear on. I'm like, well, how are you going to check me? And I was like, I have moles all over the place. I don't know what to tell
such
you.
an exhibitionist. Oh,
And-
she goes, "Oh yeah, I've heard that one before."
Well, let's be real. Like no one likes being there doing that kind of
Right.
invasion of privacy. But like, I'd rather someone check me and make sure.
Well, sure. I mean, for
So
that.
if I'm
But-
spending 30 minutes in here to make sure I'm not going to die in a couple of years, I'm okay with you doing whatever you need to do.
But what? Who made you come in? Was the doctor tell you?
No, you get checked every year.
You do. Okay. Well,
And he snipped some
Yeah.
stuff on my back, and he's like, "Those look suspicious." And I'm like, "Oh man, don't tell me about it.
Do something about
Be
it.
about it."
Right.
And
Did
then,
you-
and then,
did-
it, then it cost another $400.
Were you out in the sun
Being
a
about
lot?
it costs you a lot of money. And then
Richard!
that's one thing I learned. I was like, because we go, well, it's one of those things like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like,
Right.
and Holly's always on me about it. My parents got on to me about it, and it was like, you need to go, because I stopped getting checked for about 5 years. I'm like, I'm not going there spending $250 to almost $1,000 every single time I go in there. And like, just so he's like, oh, this looks suspicious. Like, might as well just go in there and pay ungodly amounts of money and just get them all cut out.
Right,
Like, if we're just
right.
if we're gonna quit the guessing, like, let's just get rid of it.
If you have a propensity for that, to have cancer.
I wonder if people could do
cancers,
that.
To say have them all cut out.
Yeah.
That's what they do with their teeth. They go like, just
Yeah.
take them all out and just give me fake ones.
Yeah, I can't imagine what, like, that stuff. That's what I'm saying. You go to the doctor, it's like, it's going to cost me money no matter what I do here.
Yes.
So it's like, whatever, man. Like,
What a patient! What a story you give the nurses. Okay,
well, I didn't want
this
to
guy
offend.
comes
I
in.
didn't mean to offend her. I was like, oh man, I did not know. Like I just want to get checked. That's
Yeah.
always. I mean, well, I'm paying for it, right? Like, might as well check every inch of me. So,
Well, it's true.
which I encourage people to get checked. Like, it is important,
It is-
especially
it
as
is.
that's why I'm always pale, because I never go out in the sun. I'm not supposed
So
to.
you don't? Did you go out in the sun a lot when you were
No,
a lot
my mother
younger?
never let me.
Did she know that would?
Yeah. Well, her dad was a doctor, and so
Oh, okay.
she was blessed with that as a dad, have him as a dad, and so I never was allowed. I always got skin checked ever since I was born.
Oh, okay.
Probably had, I don't know, about 20 moles removed,
Wow.
and then yeah, my grandfather other side had skin cancer, so it was like it's.
So okay. Well,
That's probably why her dad was adamant about, like, hey,
Yeah, I'm sure.
the other grandfather had skin cancer. You probably need to
Right.
keep taking him in.
Ooh, Richard. That's
That's why I
weird.
grew my hair out. That's my excuse. Block the sun.
To block the sun.
Yeah.
Oh,
That 1% of ultraviolet.
when I grew up with eczema real bad. They didn't know what to do with eczema at that time. My grandfather heard that if you bake
Was this
oranges,
is this like a witch thing?
eczema.
Yeah, like you were touched by the devil.
It's what it felt like because
That was the village you grew up in. They're like,
was
this woman
like-
has this thing on. She's touched.
no, but you would think it. But my grandfather said, okay, if you take oranges and slice them and then bake them and then take that and rub that on her skin.
Well, they also believe
This
that
is
if you
raw
let out blood
skin.
for a long time, it would work.
And my dad, they just come out with an ultraviolet light that you could take in your home and use.
Yeah.
And so he put me under this ultraviolet light like forever. And they took me to this doctor, and this doctor said, "You did what?" I said, "Well, he put me under ultraviolet light." And this guy was John Knox. He's the top,
Did it work?
eczema person. And what they were experimenting with was cortisone.
Yeah.
And so he
That
said,
stuff solves a lot of problems.
that's what's weird is that anything that you took was going to make you that moon face
Yeah.
and steroids. So
And you just couldn't have that.
he said your dad probably has given you some kind of cancer if I don't know how long he did this to you, but you probably got some kind of cancer from it. And I went,
That's exciting.
what? He said, but I'm just telling you, don't do that anymore. We've got this medicine that we feel like will help it. So he shot me full of steroid, and within 24 hours, every bit of that stuff was off. I mean, it just went away. I had no
Creepy, right?
Huh?
It's creepy, right?
It really is because it's just like life changing. I mean, I could sit there and watch it in the mirror, my skin get better, but you got to be careful because it does give you that moon face and all the stuff they talk about. You have to be careful with steroids, but I didn't grow hair on my chest or anything like that. I didn't know what they kept saying. Hair,
Yeah.
this is really strong, so we don't know what else is
When
going to
people
happen
say
from it.
steroids, they think of testosterone.
What?
When people say steroids, they think of testosterone.
But that would mean
No, I'm saying most people, when someone's like, oh, are you taking steroids? They're like, oh, bodybuilder stuff?
Yeah, right, right. See, and when that was illegal, it's illegal now to take.
I don't know. I have no idea, actually.
Well, I thought that if an
I have no
athlete
idea.
was found, and if an athlete was found,
I mean,
with,
I imagine with today's science, there's so many different versions of steroids, like HGH. I know that's one big one, and I know like in the competitive world, that there's all sorts of things that are banned, not just steroids. So
all I know is I blamed why I couldn't lose weight because they gave me too much of that stuff when I was a teenager.
that's a good excuse to have in the back pocket.
Well, I was tried to.
That's good.
I tried to use
It wasn't the Twinkies or anything like that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or the spaghetti. Or the, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
the
what
bacon spaghetti. Morning, lunch,
medication.
and dinner, breakfast, lunch.
The medications they have me on now, that is all.
That's funny.
I cannot stop eating. But, I think I did this once before or twice or three or four or five times. And I kept saying, all right, now Monday, I'm going to start a brand new diet. And we're just going to see how much I can lose. And, you think that being on, where you could be seen every day, you'd think that would be enough incentive to go like, boy, you look so fat. Why don't you, lose some
I
weight?
don't think you look overweight.
And you don't think I look overweight? Thanks. Okay. All right. Forget that. All right. Let's talk about no. I definitely.
But why do you think when it comes to diets, it's always about the fastest way to lose weight?
Because we want instant gratification.
Well, I know that. I mean, I get all that. It's more of like, is there a diet out there that's like, hey, it's proven, but it takes normal time?
Well, they got something that Dr. Oz.
Does that make sense? Like, I'm surprised no one's really tried to say, hey, this is a proven diet. I mean, it takes 5 months, 6 months for you to,
No,
to
this
eat
is
healthy.
like an instant thing that it's something that these two girls had invented. They went on Shark.
Is it like you get a shot
The
or
Shark.
something?
No, it's just a liquid thing that you drink, and it eats up fat real fast. And you have to be careful not to too much because you could lose too much weight. I love when they say that, like,
That's what I'm
give
saying,
it to
like-
me. Yes, I'll take it, whatever it is. But and all these people talk about, I couldn't believe how fast I lost it. And that's all you need is that. And then if you click on this, they say, click here and find out more. And when you start clicking on it, they say, don't get out of this. You have to stay with us. And it's hard to get rid of this video they're showing. And they wait till the very last to tell you what the product is. But they give you all this, what you're going to look like, how it's going to be, and all these testimonials. And so, but if you see somebody now, like if Monday I really started this, and because I need to lose about 50 pounds, guess my weight. This is going to be good. Richard,
No,
how much?
I'm not going to participate
No,
in this.
no, come on. How much do you think I weigh now?
How many sodas do you drink a day?
Oh, sugar-free. About
How many sodas do you drink a day?
3. Sugar. That's sugar-free though. There's no calories. Why you look like that, Richard? Okay, come on. Now,
I'm not playing this
you
game.
guess, and then I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is.
No, okay, 125 pounds.
I love you so much. I can't believe 125 pounds. No, okay, you're only 70 pounds off.
I just cut the sodas and see what happens.
No, you're right about that. That's right, but they're not regular caffeine.
It doesn't matter.
Why
They're
not?
still filled with other stuff that's probably not good for you. I'm not a doctor. I just know cutting sodas helps people cut weight.
So so I'm only going to drink water after Monday. I'm only going to drink
Yeah.
water.
Do that for 2 months, and I'll bet you'll see a result.
Okay, for 2 months, just drink water. Don't change anything else. I can still have the spaghetti and
I'll bet you'll lose at least 15 pounds. At
15
least,
pounds.
At least.
Okay.
For like-
Today
if
is
you-
December the
If
1st.
you just drink water. But that doesn't mean you go to McDonald's extra. Like instead of getting a drink at McDonald's, you get a cheeseburger.
No, there's a masseuse that told me,
Okay.
she said, you need to drink this much water a day. And it was just amazing. It was like, I'm going to have to call Ozark and have them drive the truck up. And so I started drinking a lot of water, and I couldn't believe that I wasn't as hungry. I had more energy, and I did lose weight. You did lose weight on water.
Sugar. I mean, the sodas are really bad for you. Like one at a time. Every once in a while, it's not that big of a deal. But when your body starts building that tolerance to it, and you put a lot of, from what I understand, it's similar to like alcohol, where like if you take a lot of it, it takes a lot of your body's energy to get rid of it.
Process it. Well,
so
you know what helped me? What you said a long time ago, you said about when you were drinking, when you go out drinking, that you'd always drink a glass of water after you had a beer, or is that what
you drink? You always try to drink equal or more.
Right.
I try to.
Right. And
whatever I'm intaking alcohol-wise, I always try to be equal to that amount or like double that amount if I can.
Right.
Or you're peeing all the time,
but you wouldn't wake up with a hangover, right?
You probably still could, depending on the ratio.
Yeah.
But how fast you drank, how much alcohol you're drinking.
If you drank a glass, like 8-ounce glass, after you drank an 8-ounce glass of beer, you wouldn't have a hangover, right?
Probably not. But
who's
drinking 8 ounces of beer? I mean, you could buy beer in 30 packs. Come on.
Oh, that's okay.
You gonna be about it? You gonna be about it, Cindy?
No, I don't know how much.
I'm kidding.
I don't know how much y'all drink, but I know that you would talk about you wouldn't have a hangover if you had been drinking water.
From what I understood was when you drink alcohol, a major byproduct of it, or like a reaction to it, is it takes out water from your system.
Right. It dries you up. Yeah.
It dries you up. So it's like you got to replenish that.
Well, they say, you wake up and you go, number one, and you've lost enough of urine to make you dehydrated. So you need to drink water before you lay back down. And then you have to wake back up again to let go of that.
Water's pretty important to how your body works.
And it does, especially with diabetic, and that it flushes your system.
Are you diabetic?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No. You never walk in with syringes or anything.
Well, what did you think? What do you think a diabetic does?
The only diabetic I really know is a young man. He's type 1, and he has a pump.
Oh.
So that's only a diabetic like I know that I see regularly. It's like he's got a pump.
Well, no, I'm type 2, and so I take insulin, and I have to have insulin. Like,
yeah, but he does too. But his is a pump.
Yeah,
like he carries it like a satchel.
And then whenever he gets down,
it automatically does it. Like I think it's on him, like in him all the time, from what I understood.
Yeah, I think you're
pretty cool.
I think you're right. I think I need the one. They have that.
You probably need the satchel thing. You need the satchel thing so you don't have to worry about it because you'll probably forget.
Yeah, I do. But I have to take these two types of insulin. One is an 8-hour, and the other is you take it 15 minutes before you eat something, so it'll bring your sugar down.
Yeah.
I just can't remember to do that.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Cindy.
But I'm okay, and that's what was so bad whenever I had to have the surgery, because they're saying you got so many things against you, Cindy.
Yeah.
That we hope you make it through this surgery.
I'm glad you survived COVID.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Because when they would say that heart and
it ate people up
and diabetics and overweight, I checked all the boxes and I got it. And so now, but
we got to close the show, so we should be thankful for today.
I'm so thankful I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful.
I'm thankful you're here too.
I'm thankful for you, Richard.
And I'm thankful that you're on every Tuesday,
Wednesday and Thursday. Yes. And
at 2 o'clock.
Next week at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3. And
if you want to sponsor the show,
reach
out to us on Facebook or visit us on irlonestar.com. I do know in the pipeline you do have a sponsor coming up, but we'll talk more about that on Monday.
I'm so
Tuesday.
Excited. Somebody loves us enough to sponsor the show.
Yeah, now they're regretting it after listening to today.
No. So. This was our kitchen table conversation.
Yeah.
That we have sometimes, and we have to talk about sponsorship as well. And you're eligible to sponsor, or you could just donate if you want to donate. And all amounts are welcome. Isn't that right, Richard? Mm-hmm. Yes. So if you'll save up your pennies and then come by, say hi. and it'll be great. But
Yeah, I think aren't you auctioning off insulin shots? You're letting people inject you?
no, I
No.
wasn't thinking about that. Yikes, Richard. Okay. So if I'm not here Monday, it's okay. But I was here today, and this is, we're not on tomorrow, but we'll be
Tomorrow's
back
Friday.
Monday. I'll be back Tuesday. And the exterminator is coming Tuesday. The exterminator will be here on Tuesday. I'm not going to say any more about it. It's going to be amazing. So be sure and be here Tuesday. And have a great weekend. And, call somebody you love. And first responders, we love you so much. We love you so much. And what's even greater is God loves you.